My house, my property, completely worthless.
There is no shelter in this community. The only way to solve any kind of issue here is to start building homes.
And I'm not for any, but at the least, maybe one or two, and I would like to see that go down to 0.
Those are just some of the reactions of the community of Grants Pass to the city announcing its plans to have 4 designated homeless campsites within the city limits. This decision comes as a response to the Supreme Court siding with the city in removing homeless people from public spaces. But they do still need to follow Oregon laws that give the homeless population somewhere to sleep. With decisions being made in the midst of the court case and an ending injunction, there are still many questions from residents. Newswatch 12's Rocky Walker spoke with Grants Pass Mayor Sarah Bristol today to answer your questions. Rocky, what were some of the most pressing questions residents have?
Well, Lee, some of the biggest questions from citizens have to do with safety, what this will mean for the town, and how this will affect the future of Grants Pass. I spoke with the mayor of Grants Pass, asking her these questions many in the community have, mainly focusing on what's next and what this means for Grants Pass moving forward. This is what she had to say.
I think all of those 4 locations should be seen as temporary. We needed to come up with an immediate plan. So we identified some city properties that we have access to. You know, right now, if that injunction were to be lifted Monday, we own all those properties and we could begin moving forward with this plan. But they're not necessarily permanent locations. We do have other things that we are working on. I think that there's always a need for more shelters here. It's something that I've been talking about and working on for the past 3 or 4 years, and it is a need in Grants Pass, and we'll continue to work on that. We have a couple of other things in the works right now that I can't go into, but these locations are not necessarily forever.
Even with the solutions being temporary, residents wanted to know how these spread out sites would affect the image of the town and possibly its tourism. To this, Mayor Bristol said she was not too concerned, saying the need for a fast and temporary solution outweighs worry of the city's appearance.
Grants Pass has been in the national spotlight on this issue. You know, we just got a whole bunch of national attention for having a homeless problem. So I don't think anybody's going to be too surprised if they drive down the street and see a few tents. It's not an ideal location. None of these are ideal locations. There's never going to be a perfect location. We just have to do the best we can and monitor how things work out and make changes as needed.
And for those wondering when all of this goes into effect, it goes into effect the moment the current injunction is over. The injunction is halting camping ordinances within the city, and it is up to the court when they decide to officially lift that injunction.
Yeah, and Rocky, I know you touched on safety being a big concern for residents of Grants Pass. What are some of their concerns, and what's the mayor had to say?
Well, a lot of the residents, their big concerns were about safety for their family and their properties. While nearby businesses buy those campsites, they worried for burglaries and vandalism. I reached out to the mayor and I asked her what her response is to this. She said there's some precautions taken place to make sure to approach these concerns, but she talked about security, possibly even police present at these sites. But I am urging people to stay tuned to Newswatch 12 at 6 to get a more in-depth look at the safety aspects of these campsites and how the mayor is responding.
All right, well, we'll be waiting for that, Rocky. Thank you so much.